Welcome to Journeying with the Holy Translators, where God willing, we will increase our faith and holiness through uncovering the spiritual treasures of the Armenian Rite. In this first video series, in celebration of the Feast of Pentecost and journeying through its season, we will learn the Armenian alphabet, the Armenian Alphabet, invented by one of the holy translators of the Armenian Church, Saint Mesro Mastots. Let us begin. First, let us bring a piece of paper and start by drawing a 9-column by 5-row table, where we will be inserting the letters as we learn them. So pause the video, get that ready, and let's get started. As you can see, we have 38 letters to go through. Let us start by just highlighting name of the alphabet, the Armenian Alphabet. I highlighted 4 letters here. Just put them in your mind right now, as this will help you in the next slide. The first word we're going to look at is Hayr. So right here we have a 4-letter word, and underneath we have a transliteration using the Latin alphabet. And we have the same word both in uppercase and then lowercase. And then we have also a translation. So for our first word, Hayr, the translation is father. Second word, and this is a name, Mariam, which is Mary. Using these, we can identify the Armenian letters of this following word, and you can probably guess their translation. So pause the video before the countdown and solve this problem before I show the answer in 3, 2, 1. I hope you got the correct answer. So this word is pronounced Mair, just like the word Hayr, but with the first letter being different, and in lowercase, Mair, which translates to mother. So let's see what letters we've unlocked. So these are the letters we've seen so far. We've seen 6, and 4 of which we've kind of solidified more than the other 2. Before we proceed, remember to write the letters that you've learned in your table, as you'll be using it in the next exercise. So pause the video, write them in, and let us proceed to the next slide. Now, write the following name from Jesus' lineage in Armenian letters, pronounced Aram, also known in English as Ram. This is from Gospel of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 4. So pause the video now, and I'll show the solution in 3, 2, 1. Aram. I hope you got the correct answer. Let us proceed. Here are the letters that we've seen so far. The first is Aip, a vowel. This will give you a pure A sound. So it's known as Aip or Aip, depending on the dialect we're using, which we will talk about hopefully in the next video. The next letter, also a vowel, Ini, which gives an E sound. Third is the letter Ho, which gives an H sound, like the word Hayr. But if it's after a consonant, it will give a breath, or it's even silent. So a breath sound or silent. Next is the letter Men, which gives an M sound, like the name Mariam or the word Mair. Next we have the letter He. So far we've only seen it as a Y sound, as in the word Hayr or Mair. So it's a Y sound if after a vowel, but it's an H sound if in the beginning of a word, silent if at the end of most words. For these exceptions, don't fret too much. We will solidify the knowledge of these exceptions as we go through and with more practice. And the final letter we've seen is Re. So that's an R sound. And it's a bit of a rolled R. Later we will learn about another R that is more rolled. So it's not like the English R. So let us proceed. This is just a review of the letters that we have. Double check with your table to make sure you have them all written down. To solidify our learning of the Armenian letters, as we go through this video series, we will also learn how to pray the Our Father in Armenian, or the Lord's Prayer, which in Armenian is Derunagan Aotk. So let us see which words we have uncovered so far with the letters that we have learned. So the first word of the prayer, Hayr, which means Father. So Hayr Mer, first line is Our Father. Awesome. And then we have another 2 very small words, Mi, from deliver us from temptation. If mi danir, or don't lead us into temptation. So mi means don't. In other contexts it also means one, but in this case it means don't. And we have the word e, which can mean different things. In this case in, or it can mean from, as in this last line, deliver us from evil. Let us proceed. Again, these are the letters we have so far. Continuing with names, we have the most important name of all, Jesus. Jesus, which means Jesus. And then here we have the name of his adoptive father, Hofsep, which is Joseph. With these and the letters we've learned before, let us identify the Armenian letters and guess this following name. One hint for guessing the name is noticing how in the name Joseph, in Armenian it's Hofsep. There's an added V sound. This will help you guess the following name. So pause the video, solve the problem, and I will show the solution in 3, 2, 1. Mofses, which translates to Moses. And with that, we've unlocked a few more letters. So pause the video, add them in your table, and let us proceed. Now, write the following name from Jesus' lineage in Armenian letters. Pares, also known in English as Perez. This is from Gospel of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 3. So pause the video now, and I'll show the solution in 3, 2, 1. Pares. Let us proceed. Again, let us write another name from Jesus' lineage in Armenian letters. Asap, also known as Asaph. This is from Matthew chapter 1, verse 8. Pause the video and I'll show the solution in 3, 2, 1. Asap. So the ip, it's always a pure A vowel. Unlike in English, where sometimes it is combined with other vowels, such as Asaph, where the A is kind of a combination of A, E, and Y. Asaph. But in Armenian, it's always a pure A sound. Asap. So we unlocked one more letter. Here I'll show it again. Insert it in your table and let us proceed. Here are the new letters that we've seen so far. First, E, a vowel letter, which is pronounced E. The next letter is Vo, which gives an O sound if in the middle of a word. But if in the beginning of a word, it's a Vo sound. However, foreign names can be exceptions, and the word Ov is also an exception. But if in addition with the letter He, it leads to a Vui, Voi, or Vo sound, depending on the word. Again, don't fret about these exceptions. As we see more examples, they will solidify more. The third letter, Se, which gives an S sound. So be careful here. This letter looks like the English or in the Latin alphabet U. So keep that in mind. Next letter is Vev, which gives a V sound. Next one is Hyun or Vyun, and this gives a V sound. However, this also has exceptions when added with different letters, which we will see in the next slide. And the last letter that we've seen is Pure. Here we just have two different spellings, and this gives a P sound. In both the names of Hyun and Pure, we can get a sneak peek of the exceptions for Hyun. So Hyun, normally it sounds like a V, but if in addition with the letter Vo, as shown here, it gives an U sound. But if followed by a vowel, the Vo and Hyun letter combination will sound like a V, as in the word for God, Astvad. Finally, it can sound like a U sound, if in combination with the letter Ini. Be careful here, they look very similar, so Hyun just has an added appendix. So, if in combination with the letter Ini, and not in the end of the word, it gives a U sound. If at the end of the word, the Ini and Hyun will sound like a Eve. Also, be careful of some composite words where the original ends with Eve, where the Eve sound will be retained. So with that, we've uncovered those vowels, solidified them more. However, I will keep them half shaded because without repetition and practice, they won't really be solidified in the mind. So back to the Lord's Prayer, the Derunagan Ahotk, or the Higher Mer. Let us see what new words we've unlocked. Just one. Vor, from Vor Herginesias. So our Father, who art in heaven. So Vor, in this context, means who. In addition to the Lord's Prayer, we will also learn how to read the Hail Mary prayer, or in Armenian, Ողջույն քեզ Mariam. Let us see what words we've unlocked here. We've unlocked the name Mariam, repeated here again. We also have E, which we've seen in the Lord's Prayer. In this case, blessed are you among women. And in this case, it means among. We also have the word e. So in this case, e means is. So blessed is the fruit. Vorovani means womb. And Jesus, of course, is the name Jesus. Then again here we have Mariam and the word Mair, which we've translated to mean mother. So Holy Mary, Mother of God. And lastly, again we have the word E. From Aijim, you have E, Jamu, Mahavan Mero. So now, and at the hour of our death. Amen. In this case, E means at. So here are the letters that we've uncovered so far for this first video. If you would like to continue with this series and learn the rest of the Armenian alphabet, please follow the channel so you can be updated of the next videos in this series that will be uploaded daily until we've covered the entire alphabet. And before we leave, let us ask the intercession of the holy translators to help us in learning this language, but more importantly, to help us to grow in faith and sanctity. Amen.